All right, guys, welcome back. So you got to see dumping in the big trailer. I know it's probably doesn't tell you in video justice, but that's a lot of wood. I mean, it's almost as tall as me, so 6 feet, give or take. But it piles it up pretty big, pretty nice, so you barely have to pull forward. But so that's give or take 3 full cords of wood minimum. Don't know because it's not stacked like this, so you have no idea how much you have, but roughly loose thrown in there with all the debris, it's about 10-11 totes now is what I come out with when I really pack her full. So a lot of maple, a lot of elm, there's some oak, no ash in here whatsoever. That's pretty much the species, so you do the math on how heavy that is in that trailer. Picked it up no problem. So to be able to dump wet wood, we all know is way heavier than dry wood. So, but yeah, so that's that. I mean, that's what we do every day. Now I got the trailer back over there. I'm going to fill that back up. Should only take probably a little over 2 hours to do, since I got my brother running the skid loader. Like right now he's bringing up a ton of logs. So we'll get all this stacked and yeah, keep on going. Got the sawdust there, got to finish that. I got 2 full next door. Process all day by myself yesterday. I didn't record any of it. I mean, sometimes I feel like it's just repetitive, but so, but yeah, we're going through the boiler wood. This is empty, empty, empty. This one was nice because I had really big heavy pieces of sugar maple that I would, you know, they're probably 3-4 feet long, 6-7 inches wide, maybe some of them are a foot, just big enough and heavy enough that I could throw them in there at night, and they would last through the morning. I mean, I would have a bunch of this stuff underneath it, right? That's all, you know, debris from the processor, and so I'm gonna have to get some other wood over here. But what I have been doing is I'll throw a lot of that little stuff in there, and then a lot of the cutoffs, even fresh stuff from the processor the day of or whatever, I throw all that stuff on top. Like I'll probably throw 2 wheelbarrows of that small debris, which are some cutoffs in there, you know, and some small pieces that didn't make the cut. and then I'll throw a bunch of green stuff on top. It's not ideal to do that because the wood's frozen, it's wet. So what I find really works, obviously once it gets somewhat split, like that locust or some on the other side or cutoffs, if I let that sit 2-3 weeks, it makes a world of a difference when I throw it in there. Yes, it's not dry in those 2-3 weeks, but that surface moisture, I always talk about that surface moisture. It's no difference than wood that goes into the kiln. It just, yes, you can throw it in there right when it gets stacked. Like this was stacked, I don't know, yesterday, the day before. So this is extremely wet, right? But a couple days or a couple weeks and it's frozen. But it'll still somewhat dry. People don't understand that. It's still moisture getting wicked away. Just like when you wake up and everything's frosted, guess what? It's all gone. Yes, it's in the 20s, but guess what? All the moisture is gone. You know, the sun does wonders. So give it a couple weeks, throw it in the boiler, makes all the difference. Now you can't do that with a gasifier. You just can't. You'll never ever catch me going back to a gasification ever again. That right there is, there's nothing better than that. For my operation, it works. It just does. Do you burn more wood? Of course. Is it less maintenance? 100%. You don't have all the fancy gadgets and whatnot, Anybody can throw it in there. Here's an example. On my old gasifier, don't get me wrong, extremely efficient stove, nice looking, self-automated, blah blah blah. Just make sure you put the wood in there properly, clean out the fly ash, load it, and you're good. But say like you were gone for 4 or 6 months and you had somebody else that doesn't really know the stove using it. You know, if they're not maintaining cleaning the ashes out and putting the correct amount of wood in and this and that, I mean, you're gonna gunk up your sensors, the heat exchangers, which on some models have heat exchangers. You gotta take them out and clean them. This has a turbulator, so if you're not burning hot enough clean wood, they're gonna get stuck. I see it all the time on the boiler pages of gasifiers having issues, and it's like every day I go online, I see it. I just laugh because I know I've said this all in the past. I'm kind of going off tangent, but there are nice stoves, but for what they cost, I feel like they should be more self-automated, which would be hard to do because you're burning wood. You got to clean it. But I tell you this right now, most people get sold on, yeah, it burns 40% less wood. Well, that may be true, maybe, but it's probably 40% more maintenance. And people are going to say, yeah, that's BS. No, it's not. I owned it, I know, and I was religious on cleaning my stove to keep it efficient. But as the years went on, or the months, the efficiency just went down, 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 and I would have that baby spotless, taking all the air channels out, making sure the sensors are clean, cleaning the dampers in the back, which were 2, all the time. It's just real frustrating, you know. When they run inefficient, it's great. When they're new, oh, they're phenomenal. This stove, you know, the more conventional stoves, open the door, as long as you have a coal bed, you throw wood in, you shut the door. That's it. The only other thing you got to do is like a normal fireplace, whether it's wood stove, furnace, whatever. You clean the ashes and clean the chambers as far as where the smoke comes out, just like you would on a chimney flue like we do. That's it. That is all you got to do. Any person on this planet should have a smart enough brain to know how to clean out a wood stove or a fireplace. Young generation probably not so much, but it's easy to learn. Where on a gas fire, there's a lot of BS involved. So, but anyways, that's kind of off tangent there. So stoves are running good. What we have been doing, because you know, it's like we're on the holidays. I tell you what, I do miss having a fire in our fireplace. So for the last week and a half or so, I got a lot of dry cherry, and it's a wood stove insert that goes in place of our normal fireplace. So it's EPA compliant, you know. Has a secondary burn, whatever. It's very efficient stove, very easy to clean, very easy to maintain, but we get a lot of heat from that. So when the tractor, the day that it froze up, and I'll go over that here in a minute, I started a fire in the house because I had both garages, the kiln going, just cranking, right? Because it was cold. I mean, it was negative degrees. And that was the first day I think we started a fire in the house. Now, still with the loop still going, right? The furnace just isn't running. You still get that little bit of draft of warm air coming up through the vents because of the heat exchanger in the plenum, right? Or in the furnace. So we would make a fire and probably have to load the fire maybe twice a day. Maybe. We'll let it maybe go out at night because it's just bloody hot in the house. And that's what it, you know, dampened down, blah, blah, blah. Just by not having the heat run in the house from the furnace, or from the hot water loop, the wood consumption on the boiler went like half. Which I thought was kind of crazy because although I looked at how often the furnace ran those 2 days, it was really cold. And it was like twice, if not 3 times as much run time than it was the days prior, like the temperature right now. There was no sun, so you weren't getting any heat from the sun. So I'm like, you know what, why, you know, occasionally if it dips down to colder weather, since I got the kiln going, I don't think anyone really understands how much BTUs that takes to run. It's a lot. And like I said, I'm low on wood, so I don't want to blow through all my wood, and the winter just started. So I'm like, you know, occasionally, if it gets cold, let's just start a fire in the house. Why not? I don't mind it. She likes it. It's really, you know, wood stove heat there's nothing else like it. There's just not. So that's what we've kind of been doing lately, and it's been working. Wood consumption's probably 1/3 of what it used to be, or 2/3 what it used to be, so, which is good. It's just because the kiln's gone, okay? Well, I'm going to keep on saying that. It just is what it is. For how I'm running it, wide open, it's taking a lot of heat non-stop all day long. So, what else? Oh yeah, so tractor. So, like I said, that day I pulled it, like you saw on that video I made, I pulled it in the garage. I had it in there. I had a 75 in the garage all day. I didn't really touch it. I went and got fuel filters, changed those out. They looked okay, but you know, it's always sometimes hard to tell. Change that. So the next morning, the tractor for sure was probably 60, 70 degrees. You know, everything should have thawed or whatever. I didn't put any fuel additive in, like the 911 stuff or whatever. I didn't do that. It cycled, well, I'm drawing a blank here. The key, you know, for the, wow. So the glow plugs would light up, whatever. Did that. Cranked it. It probably took 3 seconds of more cranking than normal. Fires up. I pull it out of the garage quick so it's not smoking it up in there. Not that it smokes much. And I used it all day. Ran just fine. Ran just fine. No hiccups. I've been trying to keep it more in the garage now, obviously, because I got it heated so well. I gotta fix that shroud. So no, I think definitely the fuel gelled up for sure. If not froze. And now she's running just fine. So like I said, I think the fuel that I'm running right now is I got 2-3 months ago, so maybe it wasn't the winter blend, which is possible. So I'm gonna try to, I'm just looking at this shroud. I don't think I have it on right. I'm gonna have to fix that. I don't like that. So once I burn through this, I'll obviously get more. So, but yeah, so fuel probably gelled up, no problem. But now she's running great. I was just using it this morning, and I gotta continue to use it. So in the meantime, I'll definitely make sure I keep it in the garage, which most of the time I do. I let my $100,000 truck sit outside, which I don't like doing that either, because I got my tree equipment in the garage. That takes priority because that's how I make money, right? Yeah, my truck makes me money too, but I got to make sure my chipper is good to go, and the lift, all the hydraulics get cold. Yeah, I know when you drive from here to the job, we usually fire the stuff up right away just to get everything warmed up to temp, because we work pretty efficiently, so everything gets turned on right away and we start getting to work, you know. So yeah, this is what 3+ cords looks like dumped. Big pile, and this is what all the debris. You take a lot of the debris out, she probably shrinks a little bit. That's why a lot of you guys, I don't care if you got you got grizzly bars or not. I had them on my last processor. Yeah, they work a little bit, but you're not going to get like some of this stuff that I think doesn't pass the quality test to get delivered to a customer. So you just don't, when you split into the trailer, like, I mean, everyone's process is different, everyone's quality standards are different. I know, I get all that. Maybe mine are a little high, I don't know. You just really don't know how much is in that trailer. I know you can say 180 cubic feet for whatever size, and that's a full cord of wood. Yeah, that may be true, but it's not the same every time you do that. And not only that, when you make wood bunkers that look like this, right, and you fill it with a conveyor, you really still don't know how much wood is in there, you know. And is it going to dry properly? I don't know. Maybe not. To each their own. Everybody can do whatever they want, however they want to do it for their business practice. I don't care. Yeah, people can say you waste a lot of time stacking in the totes like this, right? Yeah, you're right. But guess what? I charge accordingly for that. Okay, I just do. And not only that, they're getting the same quantity of wood every time you deliver. I deliver the wood. It's the same. It's like deja vu every time. The wood's clean. I mean, look, it's clean, right? I'm not scooping. I don't have to touch the wood again if you put it into a bunker just to throw it by hand into your truck, trailer, however you deliver. Nor are you going to scoop it with a bucket to throw all that crap into the trailer. Whatever. If your customers are fine with, you know, getting all that debris, I tell you right now, none of my customers in this area would want any of that little stuff dropped on their driveway. Now, yes, obviously when this wood dries, all this little fine debris, right, will turn to dust, and when you make the dump, it gets kind of dusty. But you minimize, whatever. Everyone's different. I know a lot of you guys that are probably watching, or maybe you watch, maybe you don't, you're probably like, oh, you know, whatever, just being an asshole. Well, no. I'm just trying to help everybody out, because cleaner wood, higher quality, higher value. So I've been doing this a long time. I think I know. I mean, look at all the huge guys out there. When they deliver the wood, you're probably like, I can't believe they charge that much, because it's clean, it's dry, it's the same amount every time they deliver. So it is what it is. You know, there's probably 40 guys around here within a 10-mile radius that sell wood, and their wood's crap compared to mine. That's why every year I always say it's the easiest way to make money. It's because I sell a quality product. And all these people around here, even the bigger guys, I gain new customers every year from them that say their wood's crap, it's wet, it's mixed match sizes, some are huge, some are small. Mine's all the same. By me touching this wood one time, okay, one time to put it in the tote, that's called quality control. It just works for me. I did not want to talk about any of this today, but I don't know, sometimes it irritates me, but I really don't care what anybody else does. But, you know, the newer guys that are considering, you know, maybe doing firewood, I'm always here to help too. The little things go a long way. They just do. They appreciate that. Every time I drop this off, everyone's like, man, this stuff's really nice and clean and dry. Well, that's what they're buying. They're not buying garbage. So, but yeah, enough chit chat. I gotta move a couple totes around. Got to bring a sawdust tote over here, some boiler wood, and then it's time to start making a lot of wood. You may or may not see that in tomorrow's video. I don't know if I'm going to make one or not. You know how it is. Anyone who makes YouTube videos, running a camera takes a long time. I mean, it's just, there's a lot of messing around, and I'm all about time is money, and I got to get to work. So, and it's cold. Hopefully the sun comes out. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I know we'll probably get some backlash on the wood and the stacking and the touching, but whatever, to each their own. So just trying to help out the small guys. You know, you can say, yeah, you got all this equipment, but guess what? I started at the bottom, all right, with a freaking axe splitting. That's how I started years ago, and it grew into what I have now, which is 10 times where I was back then. But you got to start somewhere. So, but yeah, let me know what you guys think. But as always, keep burning.